Hi everyone, this is Shane from Assorted Meeples, aka your corrupt overlord, bring to you rules for a simple but beautiful and elegant game, Tsuro, which comes with a magnificent board, tiles that are very well artistically made, and while the game could seem a little bit intimidating at first, it is actually very simple to learn, easy to pick up, and a surprising amount of fun from from 2 players to 8 if you love utter chaos. For those of you who are older gamers like me and hate all those games where the youngest player gets to go first, congratulations. In Tsuro, the oldest and the wisest goes first. Run into another player, you are both eliminated. Fall off the edge of the map, and you are eliminated. Literally, the last player standing is the winner. We'll get to why this is harder than it sounds in just a moment. In Tsuro, each player will have 3 tiles. With these, you will attempt to make a route on the map that keeps you on the world as long as possible. Once they place one to move their piece early on, they draw a tile to go back up to 3. As you go around, each individual will also place their tiles. And each person will have to follow their route and try to plan the best way for them to go. In the beginning, this isn't too hard. When you are all right next to each other, it starts getting very complicated. In a 4-player game, this will be a common setup, with each individual wanting to stay as far away from the other players for as long as possible. The reason for this is, suppose you started here and came this way. Now, anything this player plays will directly affect you. In this case, not a big deal because it sends you here. But since the path is complete, you have to follow it. In other situations, that gives a player the power to throw you off the board. Choosing a route is extremely important. Well, this would be a foolish placement as you just eliminated yourself on turn 1. Generally speaking, the more options you can give yourself to stay in this part of the board without running into other players, the better off you probably are. So for example, a reason you might not want to get too close to a player. Say it's Black's move here, and they're both facing around. Well, it just turns out that Black has the perfect tile to absolutely ruin Yellow's day. While he could play it in any direction he wants, by playing it this way, he gets to move here and keep going on the board. But he also completed a path for Yellow, which throws him off the board and out of the game. This is why keeping certain types of cards in your hand can give you a major strategic advantage towards the end of the game. And why, as funny as it can be for advanced players, you don't want to start right next to another player. You'll find that towards the end of a game, quite often you'll actually be out of tiles to draw. In this situation, every time a player is knocked out, their tiles are reintroduced to the pile. In the case of Yellow here, suppose they had 2 tiles left. The next active player, if they choose, can immediately trade out tiles from their hand to Yellow's, but they're not allowed to look at them. Or Yellow's tiles just go back into the active stack, and players get to draw from it once more. After the last active tile is drawn, this is passed to the next player who would get a tile at the end of his or her turn, but cannot. When new tiles become available, the player with the dragon tile draws a tile, and this is passed on to the next player. If they have less than 3 tiles, they draw one as well, until all the tiles are gone, or everyone is up to 3 tiles once again. And those are the rules for Tsuro. Choose your path very carefully, put obstacles in the ways of your opponents, and if you find the way of the path keeps you on the board longer than everyone else, you will have a very well-earned victory. If you like what you just saw, please support us by hitting that like button and subscribing to our channel for more great gaming content.